Have you completed them? Tell me. Answer.
Miss, I have completed in my homework notebook.
Whichever notebook you have completed, why didn't you send it to me?
Miss, our science teacher gave us the homework of that lesson.
So you have done those questions and answers in your school homework notebook, right?
Yes.
Wherever you have done it, it is fine as far as I am concerned, but you should have sent them to me. Whatever you do.
Miss, 1 minute. Miss, you can switch on my camera. I have to show my drawings.
Okay.
Which I have removed with my poems.
Which you have done what?
In our poems, ma'am. POEMS.
Understood. Okay, I have switched on. What is this? Let me stop sharing, then we'll be able to.
Story,
Wait.
Home Sweet Home, in our English literature book.
Yeah.
Then I have also drawn. Miss drawn.
Very nice. Very good.
Miss, 1 minute. One more I have. Yes.
Wow, this is very beautiful. Anjali, have you drawn something? Asad, have you drawn something like this in your notebooks? Show them to me. Very nice.
No, ma'am.
No, why? Don't you have to do such things in school? This is very nice. So you like drawing. And you like singing also, right? You like singing also.
Miss, I get star, ma'am. See, ma'am. Very good.
Very good. Okay. Well done. Well done. But I also want to see your work so that I can also give you full marks. Okay? If you send your work.
This also.
Very nice. Now let's go back to science.
Okay.
So I'll just share the screen. Okay. Now first, let me fix up the turns. So first is Harshal, second is Asad, third is Anjali, fourth is Rasik. Okay? So Harshal, now you tell me. How many types of motions are there? How many types of motions are there? Harsh,
One type.
one type only.
No, miss, one more.
We have done it last year also. Asad, do you remember how many types of motions there are? Who remembers? Anjali, do you remember? Anjali, do you remember?
Miss, I know. Miss, I know.
Okay, tell.
Miss, oscillatory motion, uniform, non-uniform motion.
Okay, first we'll say uniform motion and non-uniform motion. Now tell me.
Periodic motion.
Okay, so there is periodic motion or
Circular and linear motion.
circular motion, linear motion. What else?
This rotational motion.
Hmm.
Then
Okay. And you said something called oscillatory motion.
yes, ma'am.
What is oscillatory motion? Let me ask Asad. Asad, do you know what is oscillatory motion?
No.
Okay. Anjali, do you remember what is oscillatory motion?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Rasik, do you know what is oscillatory motion?
नहीं पता नहीं
Oh.
पता
Okay. So, Harshal, what is oscillatory motion?
Yes, I'm thinking.
You are also thinking. Okay, who can tell me what is periodic motion, what is circular, linear? What do we mean by uniform motion? What do we mean by non-uniform motion? Who can tell me all this?
Miss, I can give example.
Okay, give examples.
Miss, oscillatory motion, swing.
Okay,
Then, Miss, that pendulum.
pendulum, okay.
And vibrating strings.
Okay. What about periodic? Is it a
Miss,
periodic
periodic
motion? Is
It is oscillatory.
oscillatory motion, but is oscillatory motion periodic or not? What do we mean by periodic motion? You only said periodic motion, ma'am, right? What do we mean by periodic motion? अच्छा, मेरे को ये बताओ, once we talk about this, असद, हमने बोला ऑसिलेटरी मोशन जो होती है, स्विंग, पेंडुलम, तो इससे क्या समझ आता है कि ऑसिलेटरी मोशन क्या होती होगी? बोलो। नहीं, क्या स्विंग तो उसने बोला झूला, झूला जो होता है वो ऑसिलेटरी मोशन करता है।
Miss, I know. Miss, I
वेट
know.
वेट वेट वेट, तो कैसे झूलते हैं हम? एक जगह पे झूला फिक्स्ड होता है, हम यहाँ पे बैठते हैं, फिर हम आगे जाते हैं, फिर हम बीच में आते हैं, फिर हम इस तरफ उतना ही जाते हैं, फिर हम, है ना, तो ऐसे झूला झूलते हैं। तो झूलने वाली मोशन को हम क्या बोलते हैं? ऑसिलेटरी मोशन। पेंडुलम क्या होता है? आपकी घड़ी है, सपोजिंग ये घड़ी है, इसके नीचे एक पेंडुलम लगा हुआ है जो बताता है कितने बजे हैं, और ये इधर जाता है, फिर इधर जाता है, फिर वापस आता है, फिर इधर, तो ये भी ऐसे और ऐसे जाता रहता है। जितना दूर इस साइड जाता है उतनी दूर इस तरफ भी जाता है, राइट? है ना? तो
Miss, I can tell you that motion.
अब समझ आ गया ना ऑसिलेटरी मोशन क्या होती है? एक पॉइंट के अगेंस्ट टू एंड फ्रो मोशन, इधर तक जाना है, फिर इधर वापस आना है, फिर वापस यहाँ पे आना है। टू एंड फ्रो इसको बोलते हैं, टू एंड फ्रो मोशन। अंजलि, डिड यू अंडरस्टैंड? रासिक, डिड यू अंडरस्टैंड? समझ आया ऑसिलेटरी मोशन क्या होती है? समझ आ गया अंजलि, रासिक? Now let Anjali, you're not responding. Anjali, did you understand what oscillatory motion means?
Yes, ma'am.
What about you, Rasik?
Yes, ma'am.
What about you, Rasik?
Yeah.
आ गया। चलो सब लोग like good children, like Asad being a good boy, like he is sitting, everybody start your videos also. Good children. Very good, Asad. You've started your video. Okay. Now, Harshal will tell us the definition of oscillatory motion. Batao, what do we mean?
Miss, one point from which we go rapidly. No, miss. From which we go
To and fro motion. To and fro बोलते हैं उसको, एक तरफ गया फिर दूसरी तरफ। To and fro motion about a fixed point is called oscillatory. हाँ, अब ये वाला जो चैप्टर है on motions, I had done it last year also. Circular motion क्या होती है, linear क्या, rotational, rectilinear, right? I want all of you to revise this चैप्टर योरसेल्फ। मैं अगली बार पूछूंगी ये क्या होते हैं। एक बारी पढ़ने के लिए नहीं हम पढ़ते हैं, इसको दिमाग में घुसाना होता है कि ये मोशंस कितने टाइप की होती हैं। ओके,
Demanding one's right in insisting, demanding one's right in insisting.
व्हाट आर यू सेइंग?
An atmospheric conducive to the development of the self and whereas the entire society.
What is this? What is this society? What are you talking about? What are you reading?
No, miss, no, miss.
What no, miss? No, unmute yourself and start your video. Unmute yourself. Huh. What were you reading? What were you reading? Doing something else while you are in the class.
No, miss.
Then what were you reading? What were you reading? Tell me. When you are in the class, you have to listen to what I am teaching. Otherwise, there is no need to be in the class. अगर कुछ और करना है तो कुछ और कर लो. Then what's the point of being in the class? I'll teach the other students. See, I'm sure all of you are very smart. You all know many things. But if you have come to the class, then you have to concentrate here and you have to try to learn here. If you feel you are not learning anything in this class, then don't come to the class. There is no hard and fast rule. I am not forcing anybody to come. ठीक है? बोर होते हो, नहीं पढ़ा जाता, समझ नहीं आता मुझसे, मेरे से 1000 बार पूछो, पर ध्यान इधर ही रहे कि मैं पढ़ा क्या रही हूं और जो मैं बता रही हूं उसको लिखो, उसको समझो, जो समझ नहीं आए वो पूछो. मैं इसलिए नहीं पढ़ाती कि आप भूल जाओ. अब मैंने भी तो ये मोशंस कब पढ़ी हैं? जब मैं बचपन में पढ़ी हैं. मैं भी तो अभी पढ़ा रही हूं ना. आप लोग भी बार बार पढ़ते हो तो क्यों नहीं याद है? एक बारी पढ़ के अगर समझ लिया फिर भूलेगा नहीं. अगर समझोगे नहीं तो फिर भूलते रहोगे. फिर एवरी टाइम यू विल हैव टू रिमेम्बर. और वो क्यों नहीं समझते हो? बिकॉज योर कॉन्सेंट्रेशन इज नॉट ऑन व्हाट आई एम टीचिंग. अगर तो ध्यान से सुनोगे तो दिमाग में घुसेगा, समझोगे. नहीं समझ आ रहा, पूछोगे, समझोगे, तो फिर कभी भी भूलोगे नहीं. पर आप लोग ऐसे करते नहीं हो तो फिर फायदा क्या पढ़ने का? मेरे से पढ़ाऊं कि नहीं पढ़ाऊं? सच सच बोल दो सब लोग. नहीं पढ़ना तो कोई बात नहीं, सब अपना. हाँ, आप भी बताओ. रासिक, अंजलि, हर्षल.
नहीं पढ़ाई.
हाँ, रासिक, क्या करना है? पढ़ना है कि नहीं पढ़ना? क्यों नहीं याद है? आपको तो पता होना चाहिए ऑसिलेटरी मोशन क्या है. खैर, आपने साइंस मेरे से पढ़ी नहीं है, बीच में कभी आते हो कभी नहीं, तो फिर इरेगुलरिटी वही बात होगी. जब इरेगुलर रहेगा इंसान तो फिर नहीं आएगा. हर्षल, टेल मी. हर्षल, अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ एंड टेल मी बेटे.
What, ma'am?
Should I teach you or not teach you? If you already know everything, then you can
Miss,
leave.
teach.
So then concentrate, okay? Then don't do other things while you are in the class. Talking here, there. Keep your video on, everybody. Keep your video on. चलो जल्दी से वीडियो ऑन करो. मैं भी बैठ जाती हूँ चुपचाप से. हर्षल, अंजलि, switch on your video. Harshal, you don't have to switch on the video only when you have to show something. When your teacher asks you to switch on, you have to switch it on. And now nobody will switch it off. अब ऑफ कोई नहीं करेगा वीडियो. Sit down at one place. So now why am I talking about this to and fro motion? हमने तो आज साउंड स्टार्ट करना था, तो मैं ये ऑसिलेटरी मोशन पे कहां से पहुंच गई? तो ऑसिलेटरी मोशन से क्या होता है बताओ? ऑसिलेटरी मोशन से अभी पता चलेगा. ऑसिलेटरी मोशन हम बोल रहे हैं कि एक फिक्स्ड पॉइंट के इर्द गिर्द, ये फिक्स्ड पॉइंट है, इसके इर्द गिर्द ऐसे ऐसे जा रहे हैं, जितना इस तरफ उतना उस तरफ, तो ये ऑसिलेशन हो रही है, एक पूरी ऑसिलेशन हो रही है. और ये हमने लास्ट ईयर भी किया था कि कितने टाइम में इधर से इधर जाके वापस आता है, तो हम टाइम पीरियड कैलकुलेट करते हैं उसका कि कितना टाइम लग रहा है एक ऑसिलेशन करने में. ठीक है, पर अब ये मैं क्यों बात कर रही हूँ ऑसिलेशन की जब हम साउंड पढ़ रहे हैं? क्योंकि साउंड जो है वो इसी ऑसिलेटरी मोशन पे बेस्ड है. हाउ इज इट बेस्ड ऑन दिस ऑसिलेटरी मोशन? Harshal was saying he knows this chapter. Tell me, how is it based on this oscillatory motion? The sound, creation of sound. Do you know, Harshal? Unmute.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So what actually happens is when something is going like this, it is vibrating. कभी ज़्यादा स्पीड से होता है, कभी कम स्पीड से होता है. तो क्या होता है? कुछ एक साउंड प्रोड्यूस होता है. एक साउंड प्रोड्यूस होता है. साउंड क्या होता है कि उसकी वेव्स प्रोड्यूस होती हैं. अभी जैसे मैं बोल रही हूं, क्या हो रहा है? व्हाट इज हैपनिंग व्हेन आई एम स्पीकिंग? युक्ति, you've joined. Start your video. Start your video and sit with the video on. Otherwise, I am not teaching. All of you have to start your video. So what is happening? अभी मैं कुछ बोल रही हूं, तो what am I doing? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ. And I can hear you. So what is happening? What is happening? युक्ति, start your video. साउंड प्रोड्यूस हो रहा है. क्या सुनाई दे रहा है आपको? सुनाई क्या दे रहा है? साउंड सुनाई दे रहा है. मैंने कुछ बोला, वो कुछ वाइब्रेशंस हुई ऑसिलेटरी मोशन की तरह, और वो वाइब्रेशंस ऐसे ट्रैवल करके अब तक पहुंच गई. तो आपके कानों ने उसको रिसीव किया, तो आपको साउंड सुनाई दिया. ओके, तो साउंड सुनाई दे रहा है. हमारे पास एक इंस्ट्रूमेंट है साउंड सुनने का, राइट? अभी क्या है, आपके फोन्स हैं, उनमें भी एक रिसीवर है जिसके थ्रू साउंड आता है, और फिर एक स्पीकर है जिसके थ्रू साउंड बाहर निकलता है. हाँ, या व्हाट?
Miss headphone.
Whatever, headphones or a speaker or whatever. So you are able to hear. So what is happening? Constantly there is a production of sound happening, right? पूरा टाइम. अभी मैं आपको महाराष्ट्र बोर्ड की बुक दिखाती हूँ, उसमें इतने सारे एग्जाम्पल्स दिए हैं जिससे बिल्कुल क्लियर हो जाता है कि साउंड ऐसे कैसे प्रोड्यूस हो रहा है, हो कैसे रहा है. अब मेरे से आप तक साउंड कैसे गया? ट्रैवल करके गया. कैसे पहुंचा? अभी तो हमारे पास ये इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स हैं, पर अगर हमारे पास इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स नहीं है, हम सेम रूम में बैठे हैं, तब भी मैं जो बोल रही हूँ वो आपको किसी और को सुनाई दे रहा है, वो जो बोल रहे हैं वो मुझे सुनाई दे रहा है. कैसे हो रहा है? तो जो भी हम बोल रहे हैं वो ट्रैवल कर रहा है और दूसरे के कान तक पहुंच के इट इज गेटिंग हर्ड. रासिक, स्टार्ट योर वीडियो. ये समझ आ गया? ये समझ आ गया ना? मैं आज किसी को भी नहीं वीडियो ऑफ करने दूंगी, सब ध्यान से सुनेंगे. ये समझ आया सबको या नहीं आया? गिव मी अ थम्स अप. अब अभी तो मैं देख सकती हूँ. यू कैन गिव मी अ थम्स अप विद योर थंब. ओके, सो दैट इज व्हाट. So now I'll show you in the book there are so many examples, one after the other. All of you will read one example each. Okay, first Harshal, then Asad, then Anjali, then Rasik, then Yukti, and then explain to me what you think about it. I was thinking of doing something else, but then I thought this is a good example. Yes, Harshal, read. Read.
Miss, I can't. Yes, miss. It is see. Means
First
some
read this.
events
First
are
read
given
this.
below.
No, first read this. Some events.
Some events are given below. Put a tick mark in the box if you have experienced the event. If not, put a cross in the box.
Okay. Read the first one.
Clap your hands together. Mistake. Correct.
You have experienced it. But what happens when you clap your hands?
When the sound is produced.
How is the sound produced? What is happening? Something is vibrating. See, this is also like a
Yes, ma'am.
motion. Something is vibrating in between, and this sound, when the two hands come together, this sound travels through the air. Okay? So the sound is produced. Second, Asad, read the second one.
Yes, ma'am. Played a musical instrument.
Have you played a musical instrument ever? Have you played it?
Yes, ma'am.
Which instrument did you play?
Guitar and piano.
Wow, so guitar and piano, two different types of instruments, right? What happens when you play the guitar?
मेरे पास है भी guitar.
हाँ, तो जब आप गिटार, रासिक आपने ऑफ क्यों किया अपना वीडियो? नहीं पढ़ना है तो जाओ, कोई जरूरी नहीं है यहाँ बैठना. हाँ, असद बताओ. असद.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ.
Yes, ma'am.
Harshal, why have you switched off your video? हाँ, don't move the camera. हाँ.
Ma'am, right.
हाँ, जब आप, हाँ, अब मेरे को बताओ, जब आप गिटार बजाते हो तो कैसे उसमें से आवाज निकलती है? What happens?
Vibrate होता है.
हाँ, क्या वाइब्रेट होता है?
Vibrate.
क्या चीज वाइब्रेट होती है? हाँ, हाँ, उसका क्या? He's got stuck. हाँ, क्या होता है? जो उसमें तार लगी होती है, the wires, the strings, वो वाइब्रेट होती हैं, and they are fixed at two ends, right? And what happens when they vibrate? What is produced? Sound is produced. So similar to clapping of hands, when you vibrate the string which is fixed on both the ends, a sound is produced. When you play the piano, what happens? How is the sound produced? कैसे produce होता है sound? Okay. So we'll read all that in the video that I'll be showing. Okay? जल्दी से एक बारी just.
When it is produced by the keys which are there on the piano. When we put our hand force on the keys, the sound is produced.
Which is fine, but it is not. What is actually happening when the key is produced? Rasik, there are different types of sounds, but they are produced also in different ways. What? What did you say, Asad? What did you say, Asad? अच्छा चलो ठीक है. So basically what we are saying is the key gets pressed, it presses something, it उनको reeds बोलते हैं, and we give it some air, so the sound is produced, it vibrates and whatever, and it gives a sound. If there is a drum, say for example, what happens? The drum, you hit the drum and the sound gets produced because the covering of the drum, the drum covering also vibrates and it creates a sound. So What I am trying to relate is the oscillatory motion to the sound that is being produced. Anjali, read the next one.
Burst of firecracker.
Burst a firecracker. Have you ever burst a firecracker? Have you burst a firecracker?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what happens when you burst it?
It goes to air and burst.
It bursts. But what is produced? There are two things with
Sound.
sound and something else is also produced when you burst a firecracker.
And light.
Yes, light and sound both are produced. What is happening? Something is vibrating and creating a sound. Bomb जैसे होता है. That also vibrates and the sound spreads everywhere. Next, Rasik, number 4.
On close.
Knocked on a closed door. What happens? You must have knocked. These are very regular activities. So what happens? क्या होता है?
अलग अलग
क्या साउंड प्रोड्यूस, क्यों साउंड प्रोड्यूस होता है वो बताओ मुझे. बोलो. फिर से वही चीज है ना, किसी चीज से कुछ ना कुछ वो हो जाता है, राइट? टकरा रहे, मैं टेबल पे नॉक कर रही हूँ, टक टक, क्या हो रहा है? टक टक, आवाज आई ना, वो फिर किसी के थ्रू ट्रैवल हुई और हमारे कानों तक आई. दैट्स अ सेपरेट थिंग. बट हो क्या रहा है? कभी हमने इस पे एहसास ही नहीं किया. हम नॉक कर देते हैं, कभी ध्यान ही नहीं देते कि व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज हैपनिंग. यस युक्ति,
Yes, ma'am.
read the 5th one.
Whistle using the cap of a pen.
Have you done that? Oh, when we were children, I remember we used to try doing it all the time. Now I can't do it.
So in
Huh?
the cat. Means they whistle the cat.
So what is basically happening when we are putting air in it? The molecules of the air are vibrating and producing a sound, like we have on the flute. It is a, let me try. I can't do it now, but when I was a child I used to whistle a lot using these caps. You can also try. So basically what happens is we try now. Yes, try. अरे अटक ही गया इसका तो. Others can also try. I couldn't hear. Okay. So now what we'll do is, Yukti, why have you switched off? Yukti, I can't hear. Never mind, you can all try. Why did you switch off your video? So now today I want to show you a video which is talking about sound only. It's 10 minutes long. We'll just hear it out.
Sound is important to communicate with one another. In our daily life, we hear different kinds of sounds, like the sound of animals, birds, and sound of different human beings. All the sounds are different. Some easily recognizable sounds are the bark of a dog and the sound of the train.
Okay. All this. What is this? This they are trying to show the sound. Yes, Yukti? What did you say?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you say, Yukti?
She said
vibration.
Yes, they are showing the vibration. What do we mean by vibration? Vibration is a very fast oscillatory motion. Vibrate. My hand is vibrating. So it's a very fast oscillatory motion. Basically, that is what vibration is. See my hand? If it goes like this and it goes like this, we'll say it is oscillating around this point. But when we say it's going very fast, then what is happening to my hand? It's vibrating. Okay? So you can actually relate the vibrations to the oscillatory motion only. Fine? Okay, let's go ahead.
Miss, when
Different
we
persons
play
have different
instrument,
What? When we?
Miss, when we play an instrument of string, it vibrates fast.
Yeah. Depends on how you vibrate it. So there'll be there could be a sound like tong, or it could be tong, tong, tong. So different sounds will be made, right? So all these sounds also. So when I am doing this, what is happening? Which means there is something inside my throat also, which I am vibrating in different ways to create these different sounds, right? When you sing, that time also you are doing it. So abhi chalo, let's watch the video and try to complete the video. Quickly we'll complete it. I won't ask anybody anything in between, but if you don't understand something, just ask me to stop. Otherwise, when I ask questions, you have to answer.
different types of sounds. What is sound? Sound is a form of energy that produces the sensation of hearing. Sound is produced when particles vibrate and move in a pattern called sound waves. Activity. Take a plastic scale and place it on a table so that some on the other end of the ruler. Press the projecting end down with your finger and release it. What do you observe?
So this activity all of you can do at home. Okay? When you क्या बेटे आपके पास रूलर है अभी सामने तो अभी करके दिखाओ You have done this activity? अच्छा अब हाँ Okay. Now tell me one thing. अगर इस रूलर को मैं थोड़ा और अंदर की तरफ करूं जो कि ज्यादा टेबल पे आए तो कैसा साउंड निकलेगा डिफरेंट होएगा सेम होएगा ज्यादा निकलेगा कम निकलेगा क्या होगा सोच के बताओ ज्यादा या कम कम निकलेगा करके देखो रासिक इज सेइंग ज्यादा निकलेगा Yes, Harshal, what are you saying? See, I have only one good student in my class, Anjali, who listens to me. She hasn't switched off her video. All others have switched off.
Miss, I have not switched off.
Yukti has also switched
Miss,
off.
I'm there.
Okay, now you have switched on again. Rasik hai,
No, Miss, I no, ma'am. Miss, there will be network problem. There. Miss, I
Okay.
have switched on.
And you are showing me your books, not your shakal, your face. The camera is switched.
See, ma'am, this.
The back camera is on.
No, yes, ma'am, back camera only. Miss, see the activity that skate and book.
Okay. Yes, Asad, you also show. आवाज आ रही है कुछ? Can you hear anything? Because I can't. Can you hear anything? अच्छा चलो, you do it and then write down your observations. कैसे लिखो? From the table. अगर उसको मेजर कर सकते हो, 10 सेंटीमीटर्स है, तो फिर साउंड कैसा निकल रहा है? फिर 5 सेंटीमीटर्स का दूरी है, फिर साउंड कैसा निकल रहा है? फिर उसके बाद 0 सेंटीमीटर्स पे पहुंच गए, मतलब इट इज ऑन द टेबल, एंड देन यू ट्राई टू वाइब्रेट. इज देयर अ साउंड और नॉट? सो नोट दीज थिंग्स डाउन. ओके, दिस इज द रूलर एक्टिविटी और द स्केल एक्टिविटी. चलो, नाउ लेट्स गो अहेड.
Sir, you find that the ruler vibrates and produces.
See, and actually what is happening? This vibration. Now let's go ahead.
Sound. Activity. Take a tabla and you hear its sound. After beating the tabla, if you touch the membrane of the tabla, you will feel its vibrations.
So that is why, because it vibrates, that's why the sound is coming, and it vibrates and it resonates. Everybody keeps hearing because it's all vibrating. The membrane or the ऊपर का cover जो होता है ना तबले का or of a drum, that vibrates. You could, the tabla you play with the hand, drums you play with sticks. But you are basically creating the same effect, creating vibrations for production of sound.
The membrane again. You do not feel any vibrations now. Activity. Take an empty big cooking utensil. Hit it with a spoon. You can hear the vibrating sound. If you touch the utensil with your hand, the vibrations stop. These activities show that sound is produced by the vibration of the medium. If the vibrations are stopped, no sound will be produced. Hence, we conclude that sound is a form of energy, and this energy is carried away by particles vibrating above their mean position. In this way, sound travels in solids.
Up and down, up and down, up and down. And this motion will be carried forward. So they'll keep on vibrating around their mean, which is the mean position. If this is where one particle is, which is transferred, which is getting transferred and reaching our ears so that we can hear.
Sound requires a medium to propagate. Unlike light, sound is the form of energy for which the medium is necessary. Since a vibrating object passes the vibrations to the air molecules.
So who can tell me, does light also need a medium? Does light need a medium to move? Or it moves on its own? And can sound move? Sound waves travel on? Huh?
Yes, it needs.
What, light or sound? Which means you were not listening.
Yes, sound.
Sound needs a medium, and just now, unlike light, so it needs air to travel. Light can just go through anything, okay? Whether or not there is a medium, it travels.
Yes, my phone has get overheating. That's why my mobile has worked on its own.
What?
Yes, my mobile has get overheated, no? But it was not working only. Its phone.
Okay. Chalo. But you can watch the video, na? But you are not listening to the video properly. That's why I stopped. So it requires a medium to propagate.
Yes.
To move, the sound needs a medium. Medium means it could be air, it could be water, it could be solid, anything. For the vibration to happen, those particles of the medium, they vibrate and they carry the sound forward.
The sound travels in a medium. Let us perform an activity to see whether it can travel in a vacuum or not.
Okay, who will tell me what is vacuum? Vacuum क्या होता है? अंजलि, do you know what vacuum is? अंजलि, do you know what vacuum is? बोलो. रासिक, आपको मालूम है?
No, ma'am.
नहीं, जोर से बोलो रासिक, कुछ सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है. What is वैक्यूम? क्या होता है? वैक्यूम क्या होता है?
वैक्यूम में जिसमें एयर प्रेजेंट नहीं होती है.
वेरी गुड. जिसमें कुछ भी प्रेजेंट नहीं होता, बिल्कुल खाली स्पेस जो होती है, उसको वैक्यूम बोलते हैं. वेरी गुड.
उसमें ना उसमें मैं कुछ भी डालेंगे, मतलब इंसान को भी, तो वो कुछ देर जिंदा रहेगा, वो देर बाद मर जाएगा. जितना आप उसमें प्रेजेंट होगा उतना.
उसमें नहीं, जैसे हम कहते हैं एयर जो है वो हर जगह प्रेजेंट है. वेरी गुड. हर जगह प्रेजेंट है. तो वैक्यूम क्रिएट करना क्या है कि भी उस जगह से निकाल देना, तो बिल्कुल खाली स्पेस, उसमें कोई भी मीडियम नहीं रहे, तो वो वैक्यूम बन जाता है. ठीक है. आप आई डोंट नो वेदर आप लोगों ने देखा, वैक्यूम क्लीनर होता है, वो सारी की सारे गंद को ऊपर उठा के खींच लेता है अपनी तरफ, तो उसके अंदर जमा हो जाता है, बाहर से खाली हो जाता है. ओके. वैक्यूम क्रिएट करना मतलब जगह को खाली करना. तो जब एयर से भी खाली होती है तब उसको हम वैक्यूम बोलते हैं. अब वो बोल रहे हैं कि लेट अस सी कि वैक्यूम अगर होगा तो हमें साउंड सुनाई देगा या नहीं. क्या लगता है आप लोगों को, सुनाई देगा कि नहीं अगर वैक्यूम होगा?
Miss, yes.
वी विल हेयर. ओके. लेट सुनाई देगा. ओके. अब भी हमने बोला कि साउंड को एक मीडियम चाहिए होता है, किसी चीज का सहारा चाहिए ट्रैवल करने के लिए, जैसे सॉलिड का, लिक्विड का, गैस का. यस युक्ति, यू टेल मी.
Ma'am, it will not travel.
It will not travel. Why? Because there is nothing on which it can latch on. किसी चीज से चिपक जाता है तब साउंड ट्रैवल करता है. वैक्यूम हो गया तो वहां पे कुछ भी नहीं है, इसलिए वो ट्रैवल ही नहीं करेगा. ओके. समझे? ओके हर्षल. Because sound needs vacuum, needs a medium. It needs either a solid or a liquid or a gas on which it can travel. Air is a gas. So all the sound waves which are coming to you through this machine are coming through the air. If there was vacuum here, whatever I am speaking, you will not be able to hear. Okay? Understood everybody? Give me a thumbs up. क्या रासिक तो रो रहा है, क्यों रो रहे हो? नहीं समझ आया?
आगे वो मैं समझे बस.
हाँ, आ गया तो फिर रो क्यों? फिर रो क्यों रहे हो?
वो मेरा थंडर पर.
समझ नहीं आया. चलो
Activity.
चलो देखो अब.
Take a jar fitted with a vacuum pump and sealed by a stopper. Put an electric bell inside. Allow electric current to flow to the bell in the jar with the help of a battery. You will hear the bell ringing. Now, take the air out by a suction pump and make vacuum inside. Keep the cover tightly on the jar. Now, switch on the electric bell. No sound will be heard. Hence, we can conclude that the air particles were acting as a medium and they were helping the movement of sound energy. When vacuum was created, the sound could not travel from inside the jar to outside. Hence, we can say that some kind of medium, solid, liquid or gas, is necessary for the propagation of sound.
What do we mean by propagation of sound? Movement of sound. Passing of sound from one point to another point. Okay?
Propagation propagation of sound. When a body vibrates, it transfers its energy to the air molecules around it. On receiving this energy, the air molecules begin to vibrate in exactly the same way as the vibrating body. In this way, the air vibrations reach out to our ear and our eardrum begins to vibrate. The vibrations of the eardrum are analyzed by the brain and we hear the sound. The particles of liquid are more dense.
तो समझ आ गया कैसे हम कैसे सुनते हैं? How do we hear? How do we hear? हमारे कान के अंदर क्या है? जैसे ड्रम की वाइब्रेशन होती है. Air drum. Very good, Yukti. Yes. So what happens to the air drum? It also starts. बताओ अंजलि क्या? यस असद समझ आया. तो अंदर जैसे कान के अंदर जो हवा गई, जो वाइब्रेटिंग हवा थी, वो उसने एयर ड्रम को हिला दिया. डिंग. कई लोग जो डेफ हो जाते हैं उनका एयर ड्रम फट गया होता है तो वो फिर सुन नहीं पाते हैं. हम क्यों सुन पाते हैं? क्योंकि हमारा एयर ड्रम ठीक है तो वो वाइब्रेट कर रहा है. वो वाइब्रेशन जो है वो पूरी हमारी ब्रेन में चली जाती है. फिर ब्रेन हमें बताता है ये साउंड है. कंप्यूटर तो हमारे दिमाग ही है ना, हमारे बॉडी का. तो वो उसको एनालाइज करके बताता है ये बोला अभी मैम ने, अभी उसने ये बोला, अभी ये साउंड निकला, अभी ये साउंड निकला, अभी जो भी साउंड निकला वो. क्योंकि और कितनी फास्ट है, देखो कैसे फास्ट पहुंच जाती है अंदर आवाज और ब्रेन कितनी जल्दी प्रोसेस कर लेता है. ओके. तो पर एक मीडियम चाहिए. एयर एक्ट्स एज द मीडियम फॉर द प्रोपगेशन traveling of sound. Yes, Asad, want to ask something? क्या पूछ रहे हो असद? क्या वाइब्रेट करेगा? बोलो क्या वाइब्रेट करेगा? आवाज नहीं आई. क्या बोल रहे हो? लाउडली भी बोलना पड़ेगा ताकि मेरे तक आवाज आए. कुछ नहीं सुनाई दिया मुझे आपने क्या बोला. अच्छा चलो आगे देखते हैं. आगे जल्दी से इसको कंप्लीट कर देते हैं.
Than air. Similarly, in solids, the particles are closely packed. Hence, the sound travels faster in solids. Sound propagates in all directions. In the morning, when school bell rings, it is heard by all the students, although they are not present in the same place. They are in different places. It means sound travels in all directions. Its loudness depends upon the distance from source to observer.
Okay, so let's write down these two important points. एक,
मैम मेरा क्वेश्चन है.
हाँ पूछो पूछो. पूछो ना. रासिक आस्क. कुछ नहीं सुनाई दे रहा, अटक गया है. ये लिखो. It does not travel in vacuum. अरे क्या हो गया? Where is Rasik? He was asking something. He's left. Yukti, why do you switch off your video? Yukti, why do you keep switching off your video?
What are you writing?
You can't see what I have written. Why do you keep on switching off?
Pardon?
Tell me, why do you keep on switching off? What are you doing? Doing something else? Are you doing something else also?
No, ma'am.
So then, why do you have to switch off? Wi-Fi, your network connection is working fine. You can keep it on. Yes, Asad, you can't see the screen?
Then I can't see the same, but I can't see third one.
Third one, I haven't written anything. I have just written 2. Sound needs a medium to propagate. It does not travel in vacuum. Sound travels in all directions. Okay, now let us, it's actually already time. Shall we stop the class here only and complete this chapter in the next class? What do you say? Tell me, everybody. Do it in the next class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay then. Nobody told me. See, I had asked all